Octagon News.
Dad strength.
Do you know who else has dad strength?
Tell me.
It's got to be Demetrius Johnson.
Why is that?
Well, he's a dad, and he is going tomorrow. He is going for his 11th straight title defense against William Reese. And Cody Garbrandt has come out and said after he beats TJ, he's going to go down to 125 pounds and beat Demetrius. And Cody said that he walks around at 146. And I was thinking, yeah, you walk around at 146, so you're going to lose 21 pounds, which is, 11 or 13% of your body weight. That's a lot of weight, young man. And you already hold the title.
How does it convert to the strength thing, though? How'd that convert to the dad strength?
It didn't. We're talking about the fight tomorrow.
All right, cool. I don't know that I have any thoughts on it. Do you want to give some kind of an opinion on that fight tomorrow?
Well, Demetrius is going to win. He's very few times in sports where there is somebody that is a full step or two ahead of the competition, and Demetrius at that weight class is a step or two away from the field. That is the exact reason that you don't have any opinion on it, because he hasn't been tested. He hadn't lost since Brad Pickett beat him in the WEC. He has probably the best MMA coach of all time that nobody talks about, which is Matt Hume. And they've got a program, and he keeps getting better.
Yeah, he's incredible. No two ways about that. He had a really tough fight with Tim Elliott. He was caught in some positions. That guillotine stands out for me. And he went out there and took care of business, but he was in a fight. He was in a tussle there, and that all caught everybody by surprise, because I think Elliott was, he was 3-2 at one point. He was even released from the UFC, and it just some stuff where you kind of dismissed him. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that at 125 pounds. Guys' records are deceptive. And there's also an element where if Demetrius believes anything that I just said going into the Tim Elliott fight and didn't prepare or focus, or the same thing where he bought into that, there's an underperformance. I'm just saying, you never know what's going to happen. It's so easy to look at guys on paper and say, well, this guy's much better. And you can even be right. Maybe that guy is much better, but it doesn't equate to a sure thing win. If there's anything we've learned in this sport, there is no sure thing win. And if he's overlooking anything, which I have no reason to believe that he would, but and we've seen other guys do it, man, it's quick out there, particularly at that weight class, because they're only separated. Demetrius is the best and all that, but boy, only by a little bit. That weight class is so hard. It's so underappreciated how tough, and the speed and the abilities and the versatility and the cardio. You don't see those guys getting tired at that weight class. You see guys getting tired at every weight class, not at that one. It's just such an underappreciated weight for how hard it is.
BJ Penn, Randy Couture, and then Conor McGregor are the three people that have held two titles. Went back and forth, whichever way they done it. Well, now it's an epidemic. Now everybody wants to get, a bunch of titles. Freddie Roach came out and said GSP's master plan is to get 3 titles, 185, 170, and Conor. You have Cody coming out and saying, he's got TJ staring him right in the face, and Dominic Cruz, who is crazy as Dominic Cruz is when he's winning. How crazy do you think Dominic Cruz is now that he lost his title? So he's got those two people staring him back to back in the face, and he's talking about losing a bunch of weight to go down to fight Demetrius. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Remember when Dominic Cruz recaptured that title, beat TJ, came on this show, screamed at us, screamed about everybody else, was pissed off about everything, and we had to stop him and remind him,
You won.
You won. You won that fight. I don't care. And then he went off again about how mad he was. There was a headline or somebody that said something about him or didn't like his performance. Whatever. He was so mad. So yes, when you bring up the point of how crazy is Dominic in victory, yeah, how would you like to have to fight him coming off of a loss? No, thank you. Somebody's going to have to do it. But how would you like it? Now, to your point, though, about these guys wanting to change weight classes, what do you think of that? Do you like that?
Hate it. I hate it. Was talking to Jake Smith, and now Jake is going down to 160 pounds to 155 pounds because he lost a match. And I'm like, whoa. let's figure out what you need to weigh. Let's go get a body fat composition and see where you're at to see if that makes sense before the very first thing you do because you lost a match is cut down to 160 pounds, have a full-time job. It's insane. It's insane to me that the key to the kingdom is always starvation.
Now, 160 pounds isn't a weight class. Are you saying that he's like getting a catch weight fight and then he's going to drop down to 155? Why are you saying 160?
Exactly.
That's the plan.
That was the plan.
And I'll tell you what, to disagree with you just on that one specific case of Jake Smith, I like that. I think maybe he should be at 55. Somebody else had suggested that, and I think that he could do it. Let's see where that goes. But I do disagree with you. On the other point, I like that the guys are switching weight classes. Guys were locked in so hard in that organization, in the UFC, to stay in those divisions, and there was a reasoning behind it. It made a lot of sense, but once those divisions got so full, I just love the parity. I love when guys can switch around. I like the boxing guys do it. Now, it infuriates me that it's over 3 and 3.5 pounds, and I mean, they just give a belt to anybody and their mom that could draw a ticket, but that's a totally different conversation. I do like when guys can change. Just for me, I'm talking as a fan. I think it's fun, and if a guy can go around and capture belts, then go prove it, because there's not a lot of guys that can. There's not a lot of guys that are willing to try. And if we got this new era of guys that are saying, I'm not only the best here, I'm the best there, and the best there too, and I'm willing to go prove it, I think it's
Octagon News.